Francis has been over the years. Smolinski and Yager pick up the assist. Smolinski hit the post at 4:57, Francis's 4th of the season. Last year, he finally received some long overdue recognition, winning the Selke Trophy for the best defensive forward, as well as the Lady Byng for the most gentlemanly player. But, you know, it's easy to get caught in the shadow of someone as luminous as Mario Lemieux. Of course, Mario wasn't there last year, and that allowed Francis to shine a little bit more.
Well, he got a lot of ice time that he wouldn't normally get, but Ron Francis is a given. You know what you're going to get with him game in and game out, no matter whether it's a lot of ice time or sparse ice time.
Todd Bertuzzi, number 44 for the Islanders, working with McIver behind the net. Remember, the Islanders have the last change at home, and they've got the Travis Green line out against the Lemieux unit. And here's Peter Nedved, who's now a left wing, wearing number 93 for the Penguins, getting the dump into the right wing corner. Vaski covers that. But Bertuzzi has it back and clears it all the way down, and looks like the Islanders are going to get hit with an icing call here as Mironov plays the puck. And if you're wondering why number 93 for Peter Nedved, that's because that was the year just a couple of years ago when he was given his Canadian citizenship after having defected several years before from what is now the Czech Republic.
There's a look at 23-year-old Peter Nedved. You know, the average height of the Pittsburgh Penguins is now 6'3". So he falls, or 6'2", excuse me. He's 6'3". Not a lot of games because he's been sitting out, not played. He'll find himself a nice home as a left winger on Mario Lemieux's line.
From the faceoff, puck in the circle to the right of Soderstrom until Dean Chenault pries it loose. Chenault getting a start tonight for the Islanders. Dean playing presumably in place of Chris Luongo, who was scratched, and then you could say that Beers took Severin's place. Severin out for 3 games with a suspension. Puck trickles to Barrasso. He spins it over to the corner. Chris Wells took a hit from Lindros. Chenault threw it at the net to hit his own man, Bob Sweeney, and the Penguins break out. A pass denied at the Islander line by McCabe, turned up to Brett Lindros. Here's Lindros carrying to the corner. Spraying some ice, holds the puck. Chenault couldn't hold the pass, and the Islanders have just one man back. Noslin carries the mail. Marcus Noslin with a shot that's gloved and held by Soderstrom.
Shows you the kinds of mistakes and what happens when you make them. Back in the Pittsburgh end of the ice, an errant pass. This is what Milbury has been upset about. Instead of getting a shot on goal, they end up making a pass intercepted, and away they go. They break out with a 2-on-1 break. Get a play at the Islanders' end of the ice. There's Brett Lindros. His pass intercepted. Away come the Pittsburgh Penguins. Naslin leading the rush and decided to take the shot. Easily stopped by Tommy Soderstrom.
Murph McCabe might have gotten just a little piece of that puck on the way in, too. You can see the way the puck was fluttering on edge there.
Well, it looked as though Naslin didn't have a good grip on the puck. It was bouncing around, and much like Marty McGuinness trying to take a shot late in the hockey game against Philadelphia last night, just didn't get a lot on it.
All right, so right here, the Islander line is Seamak, Palffy, and McInnes. This is Palffy to Seamak, and that knuckleball is handled by Barrasso.
So far, the Islanders are outscored, but they're not outplayed. They're getting some good chances, and the scouting report on the Pittsburgh Penguins, Alexander Seamak. He has to know that because the teams meet regularly, go over the other team, strengths, weaknesses, and Seamak has to understand that one of the weaknesses that they have is defense in their end of the ice. There's the career against Pittsburgh for Alexander Seamak. You got to exploit that. Pittsburgh's defense is young, inexperienced, and not that good. Weakest part of their game.
Face off to the right side of Barrasso. Comes to LaChance, who twirls it around to the far corner. Ron Francis in to get it. Took a bump from McInnes. And then it's chipped behind the net by Seamak. LaChance steps up to bump Yager. And Marcus Noslin plays it out. You'll notice a pair of 68s on the ice. Yager for Pittsburgh, Palffy from the Islanders. Both natives of what was known as Czechoslovakia. Puck curls to the crowd, and we'll tell you why they wear number 68. There are different reasons. 1-0 Pittsburgh on the Model scoreboard.
Can one breakfast sandwich feel jealousy toward another breakfast sandwich? I don't know. You'll have to ask that other breakfast sandwich.
Got the urge? 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 We got movement. Go, go, go! Hang on, light.
The next generation Subaru Outback comes standard with full-time all-wheel drive.
There it is! Over there!
It delivers incredible traction and control.
Whoa, I see it!
So you can always be ready to face the unknown.
Did you see the size of that thing?
Yeah, they're kind of cute when they're babies.
Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon from Subaru.
On ESPN Classic, there's a fan for every sport.
And a sport for every fan.
And now with Game of the Night.
It's easy for one to find the other.
Because every weeknight at 8 starts off with the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning Sports Century.
The top 50 and beyond, all new and original episodes.
And then, every night from 9 to 11, there's a different sport on Game of the Night. Monday Night Baseball.
The legends step up to the plate.
Tuesday Fight Night.
The largest boxing library in the world.
Wednesday night college football.
30 years of top rivalries.
Thursday night NBA.
2 hours of classic hoops.
Friday night NFL.
Legendary regular and postseason matchups.
Saturday night NHL.
The hottest action on ice.
And Sunday night, kick back and catch real classics.
Where sports and movies collide.
Now watch Game of the Night every night on the only network that brings you sports legends and sports history every day.
ESPN Classic, where it's easy to find your favorite classic sport.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Sometimes hard to understand when you ask a player, and you heard Wendell Clark, who was benched in the third period last night, about his feelings about being benched, and had you been benched before? I asked him that, and he said, oh, sure, many times. Over my career, I bet 6, 7 times that I had been benched.
Sure didn't seem too terribly concerned with it all,
No,
did
he didn't. He just seemed to, you know, the rest of the team isn't scoring either. It's really a team problem, you know, not mine individually.
I wonder, too, Ed, if the rest of the team gets a little subtle message that, all right, if this is one of the guys who's supposed to be leading us, so to speak, and he's benched, does that work as a message to the rest of the players?
Sometimes it's up to the individual then.
Kirk Muller for the Islanders, number 9, who has struggled lately as well. Tried a shot that deflected to Barrasso, so we get a whistle. And during this break, true Islander fans will be taking to the ice. Bud Ice. It's the smooth taste that goes down easy. Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the National Hockey League. This fella struggled, Ed.
Yeah, Kirk Muller. You know, and you can't always, a player like Kirk Muller, he's much like Ron Francis. It's not necessarily the numbers that they put up on the board. Their effectiveness is in so many other ways. Of course, his effectiveness, with the numbers that he's being paid, I suppose a lot of people feel that he should be putting up many more numbers.
Wonder, too, whether or not he'll see more time at left wing as things move along. Problem is, and a penalty coming up as Muller was taken down. The Islanders are starving for production from their centerman. I mean, they need Muller to play center, but is he at least as well suited to play left wing?
Oh, yeah, his history has been one that he's a better left winger than he is a center iceman, but he gets cast into the center ice on teams where they need that kind of help. Montreal needed it. They need it here with the Islanders. Try to build a line around him. And Kirk Muller is, you know, there's times I'm sure he feels that he would sooner play left wing with a good line. Well, I suppose some people, would take it to another dimension and say, you know, the way things have been going with this contract deal, which we don't hear a whole lot about right now, but it has not been satisfied, is that he'd like to play left wing on a much better team somewhere else.
Well, here we go right away. Muller being roughed up a bit by Francois Leroux. That's before they ever dropped the puck. Penalty was on Peter Nedved, which will give the Islanders their second power play. 14:04 of the first period, the time of the holding penalty on Peter Nedved. So the Islanders to the second power play for them. They had 2 shots first time around. And now the linesmen, Scott Driscoll, Greg Dvorsky, have everything straightened out, and they drop the puck. It's Muller for the Islanders. In front, King for a chance. Barrasso stops him. Around it goes to the far side. Seamock taken down by Park. Play continues. Matthew Schneider trying to hold it in. Does so by smacking it around on the backhand, and then he got smacked around as well. A little slow to get up is Schneider. But the puck stays deep in the Pittsburgh zone. Muller plays it back to Schneider. But he couldn't get it deep. However, as it bounded back to the line, Muller protected it for a moment, but now it comes back out. And here's Seamock gaining the zone. From Muller along the boards. Now to Seamack in front for Schneider, and it looked like Barrasso got a piece of that as it came across. Matthew Schneider was in close. Now Derek King in the corner. Out to Vasky. The drive. Barrasso has that. And he holds on.
Much better power play for the Islanders. Some commitment by the players. They're taking some hits. Matt Schneider got leveled. Like a penalty coming up. Looks as though the Islanders, they're gathered around quickly. Going to be to the Islanders. Seamack. Islanders on a power play. Minute and 7 seconds remaining on the penalty to Nedved, and Alexander Seamack has now taken a penalty. Let's take a look as the Islanders contain the puck. Waiting for the shot. There it is, Barrasso. Seamack got a stick in the face, and it was in retaliation that got him the penalty. You could see his head snap back as he was going to the net. 4 minutes is the penalty to Alexander Seamack. What else can go wrong? The Islanders, a miserable power play. They finally get it geared up. They get a couple of opportunities, and then Seamack gets a 4-minute penalty.
Well, there was a minute 7 to go on the Islander power play. So for that minute 7, they'll play 4-on-4. And then for the remaining 2:53, the Penguins will have a power play. Didn't think I'd figure that out all by myself. He was scribbling down all kinds of numbers there. Meantime, the faceoff takes place with the Penguins controlling the puck as Richard Park comes up the left wing. Schneider hems him in. And now it's Vasky for the Islanders, taking a hit in the corner by Patterson, who in turn was hit by Schneider, and the puck's underneath Vasky. So we'll step out. Still 1-0 Pittsburgh. On the Model scoreboard.
You guys! You didn't! You did! I love you. And guess what? We got you last year.
Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Thank you.
The S&P 500, your portfolio. In the next 12 months, which will come out on top? With the right advice and research, there's no telling how well you can perform. Call Solomon Smith Barney at 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 405, and see how we can help you stay ahead of the market. Get your free special report, 10+ stocks for $2,000. You'll learn which 15 stocks we believe will outperform the S&P 500 over the next 12 months. Which of these stocks have the most earnings potential, the highest yields, and which reflect developing trends. Our 10+ stock list comes with the perspective of Solomon Smith Barney's award-winning analysts. 10+ has beaten the S&P 500 5 of the last 6 years. It's information you have to have. See how our experts plan to beat the S&P 500. Call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 405 for your special report today. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
All this week, ESPN Classic lets you choose the Sports Century episode you want to see. Just log on to ESPN.com and vote for your favorite Sports Century baseball legend.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man.
And then beginning the week of August 21st, we'll air your picks. Choose between Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Ted Williams, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle. Or log on and vote for even more Sports Century click and pick choices that will broadcast the week of August 21st. It's only on ESPN Classic.
This is ESPN Classic.
A concerned Islander coaching staff, Mike Milbury and Guy Charon, because they've talked about discipline, Ed, and I don't know how much you bust Seamack for not showing the discipline that altercation.
Well, it's just another lousy thing to have happen. It was more of an accident than anything else, and you know, it's tough to bust the guy for it. The Islanders were doing fairly well. They're doing pretty good in this hockey game, out shooting Pittsburgh 8-6 and skating well.
50 seconds from now, the Penguins will go to the power play, 4-on-4 until then. Barrasso behind the net had trouble with McInnes. And now it's Kirk Muller for New York. Try to get it back from McInnes. McCabe has it. And Barrasso stops that. Cleared out by Ed Patterson of the Penguins. Richard Park slows things up and allows for a dumping from behind the red line. Kept onside by Patterson. Out now for Mironov. McCabe gobbles up his centering feed. McGinnis had the stick knocked out of his hand by Mironov. And now McCabe dumps the puck down. 9 seconds to go until the Penguins will go to a power play for 2:53. The time remaining to that 4-minute double minor on Alexander Seamock. Under 4 minutes to go now, first period. 1-0 Penguins here at the Coliseum on Ron Francis's 4th goal of the year. In fact, a bit of a milestone for Francis, who passed Michel Goulet, moved into 26th place all time on the league's assist list. Here comes Tomas Sandstrom for Pittsburgh. That pass broken up by Vasky, who clears out.
Well, that's important that the Islanders, if they play their positions properly, Howie, you know, there's a lot of times the puck will just come to you. And that time, Vasky was in the right place, intercepted. Here's some hard work by Sweeney, trying to confuse the power play of Pittsburgh. Don't let them get started.
Brian McCabe just threw it in deep, allowing for a line change for the Islanders. McCabe back with LeChance, Green and McInnes up front. Francis carries the mail for Pittsburgh on the power play to Jágr behind the net. He comes out, centers Lemieux for a backhander that's gloved and held by Soderstrom. I say we go downstairs. Stan Fischler has a special guest. Stan?
Thank you, Howie. I have Tom Blasco, Mario Lemieux's personal trainer. What kind of exercises have you been doing to keep him in shape?
We've been doing a lot of treadmill workouts, conditioning like that, upper body strengthening, bench press, arm curls, just building his upper body.
Now, what kind of a pupil is he? Is he receptive?
Very receptive, very good.
Apart from skating, what is the most important exercise for a hockey play?
Well, I think skating is a very important exercise, along with leg extensions, conditioning like that. We do a big treadmill workout that really works his legs well. And then also we do the flexibility stuff for the stretching and with the range of motion.
Thanks very much. Howie?
Okay, Stan, thank you. Minute 50 to go on the Penguins power play, and they line up with Sandstrom, Jágr, Lemieux, Francis, and McIver. It's Jágr, number 68, gaining the zone, but McInnes out of the way of his pass.
Marty McGinnis has skated well in this period so far. He's probably the most improved Islander as he steals the puck shorthanded so far in the game.
Gets Travis Green the puck along the near boards. Lemieux testing him, and with help from Jágr, Lemieux gets it back. At 20 to the Pittsburgh power play. Best in the NHL. Lemieux's pass broken up by Vasky, but McIver gets it back to Jágr, and now Lemieux. This is McIver at the point. For Lemieux, Francis to Sandstrom up high. Action in front as Vasky took a spill. Gets back up. Penguins keep the puck. Jágr to Lemieux. Minute left to the power play. Islanders form their box. Lemieux holds the puck. Plays catch with McIver. Now Lemieux's drive. He scores! Power play goal, and the Penguins lead it 2-0.
Between the pads of Tommy Soderstrom, talked about his shot earlier. He's very accurate with it, but not the kind of a goal you would expect to go in. I believe Lemieux was shooting that so he'd give his teammates a chance for a rebound. Let's take a look up at the top of the picture. Here comes Lemieux. He's got a good look at it. Look at the legs. Far apart as he slams them shut. He's too late. Mario Lemieux has made it 2-0 on the power play.
4th goal of the year for Mario Lemieux, his 3rd on the power play. At 18:04 as we get one more look at that shot by Lemieux. It did not touch anything on the way in.
Good job by the defense, too. You could see on the pictures that Tommy Soderstrom had a good look at that puck all the way in.
So the Penguins with a 2-0 lead as they look for more on the ensuing faceoff. They get the puck deep into the Islanders' zone. Seamock whirls it around. Matthew Schneider, number 72 for New York, plays it out of the zone. Now it's Marcus Naslund, number 29 for the Penguins, curling it behind the net. And Soderstrom makes the stop. Brett Lindros unable to clear. Ian Moran throws one in front. Stop, rebound, Naslund. And that one is stopped as well. And again, the Penguins getting good chances. Here's Ian Moran. For Naslund, Nedved couldn't tee it up as that one came out of the corner. And now the Islanders back to the attack. Alexander Seamock checked in center by Moran. Naslund gets it back. And here's Glenn Murray with a drive and a pad save by Soderstrom, who covers up. McIver and Jágr picked up the assists on Mario Lemieux's goal at 18:04.
Murray with a hard shot looking for the far corner. Tommy Soderstrom is Pittsburgh picking up the pace here since Mario Lemieux got his 4th goal on the power play. I'm sure that as Tommy Soderstrom works his way back, as a habit he has, works his way back into the net and thinks about that shot. That is not an NHL goal. He does not like giving up a goal under the circumstances. Screened, tipped, something like that. A little different story, but not a straight-on 40, 45-footer from Mario Lemieux that gets between your pads. You could tell that he made a mistake. He was working very hard to get the legs closed. He could see the puck coming. You know what? I'm surprised he didn't use his glove. He had enough time to shoot his glove. One of his assets is he's got quick hands to get the glove down there and catch it.
Now the face-off to the left side of Soderstrom. Travis Green will take the draw with Richard Park. And from the face-off, the Islanders come away with the puck. Final minute of play in the first period. Todd Bertuzzi for the Islanders. The puck behind the net and gets bounced to the boards himself. Allowing for a Penguin rush led by Chris Joseph, number 23. Soderstrom fields that dump in for Green. And Travis Green shoots it out of the zone. They say it deflected off of Penguin, so no icing will be called. Allowing Barrasso to come out and field the puck for his defense in the person of Francois Leroux. Leroux watched by Green as he moves across ice to Joseph. Up the middle now for Joe Dietzick. He gets it behind the Islander net and hits McCabe, finishing his check. Todd Bertuzzi for the Islanders comes to the red line. Bertuzzi to the Pittsburgh line, drives one. It's blocked by Joseph. Islanders get it back, but Chance sails it wide. 10 seconds left of the period. Green for Clark behind the net. Richard Park stepped in front of him, got the puck free, and around it goes, cleared out of the zone by Patterson, and that takes care of the first period here at the Nassau Coliseum. And the fans voice their displeasure at the Islanders trailing the Penguins 2-0.
2-0. Mario Lemieux gets the second goal after Ron Francis had opened it just short of the 5-minute mark. His presence already felt in the hockey game. But the Islanders, there were so many good things about the Islanders and the way they handled themselves. Again, goaltending, a big part of hockey. You've got to have it.
Discover the hitting secrets of America's finest baseball school in a professional instructional videotape. Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing features professional scout and instructor Tom Umansky and the same award-winning tested under fire techniques that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Coach Umansky's study and analysis of thousands of baseball's best professional swings has yielded a no less than revolutionary approach to consistent hitting. It's proven, and you'll love its easy-to-understand, step-by-step video training methods. Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing benefits players of all ages and ability levels. A valuable addition to any coach's library, too, and it makes a great gift. Thousands have been sold at $39.95, but if you'll call now and use your credit card, you'll pay only $29.95. To order, call toll-free 1-800-754-0077. That's 1-800-754-0077. This is the tape that gets results.
You know, sometimes we don't see ourselves the way we really are. I saw a recent photo of myself, and I couldn't believe how much hair I had lost. I didn't want to look 45 at the age of 30. That's when I called 1-800-HAIR-CLUB to get Hair Club's latest brochure, the Hair Loss Research Update. It gave me the answers I was looking for. Now that I am a Hair Club client, I feel that I look my real age. I'm just sorry I didn't do it sooner.
You can get this Hair Loss Research Update free by calling 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
This Sunday, ESPN Classic presents the most perilous racing picture ever put on film, The Big Wheel. Hold on for a crash course in suspense.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Will Mickey Rooney explode with road rage? And why is he dancing the merengue? Buckle up for the ride of your life. It's real classics. It's The Big Wheel. Tomorrow night at 9, only on ESPN Classic.
Hey, Annie Matthews. What's on your plate today?
Today's gonna be great, but really busy. 10, maybe 15 cuts.
Lunch is here, Annie.
I'll probably grab a quick bite when I can.
Annie, your 2 o'clock's here.
And maybe get heartburn. I used to think Tums if I'd already eaten. Not anymore.
You can take Pepsid AC whenever you need it. Pepsid AC controls heartburn before, during, or even after you eat.
Of course I can take you.
No matter what's on your plate, today should be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Maybe we should have used the door.
Cool toy.
Now your kids can get a Pokemon Power Card from Pokemon the Movie 2000. One in every Burger King Kids meal.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Well, how about Owen Nolan?
Yeah,
going from Colorado to San
wow,
Jose.
that's a big trade.
Tell you what, Nolan, he was the first pick. It was the 1990 draft, which has been one of the real fruitful drafts in recent history. Owen Nolan was first overall, picked by Quebec. Nolan, Peter Nedved, who's on the ice for Pittsburgh, was second. Then I believe Primo was third, Keith Primo. Mike Ricci fourth. And fifth was Jaromir Jagr. How's that for a top five? And two of them are teammates now with the Penguins. Nolan and this guy, Jaromir Jagr. May very well be the best of the bunch. Stood up there by Vasky, and the puck comes back down. Wendell Clark chasing after it. Wendell Clark swung it to the slot. Nobody home for the Islanders. And Smolinski turns it up for Jagr. He's got help coming from Francis. Jagr goes towards the boards. Beers stays with him. And Bob Beers with a good play pushes the puck to Green. Quickly to Clark. Wendell Clark with a wrist shot that sails wide on the stick side. Islanders changing here. Get their defense pair on. Jagr carries in. Jaromir Jagr swung it off the skate of LeChance. And now it's Travis Green coming to center. And that harmless floater is gloved by Barrasso, but he gave away to McCabe. McCabe missed the net. Now it's Palffy trying to make a play, but Mironov got in the way of that pass. Now the puck behind the Pittsburgh net, driving after it. Marty McInnis, number 18. He's being draped as he pokes it in front. They score! Sema, hanging out by the net while McInnis was doing the dirty work, was able to finish the play. And the Islanders now trail 2-1.
I think the word that you used, finished the play. 2 words. 3 if you have yes. But anyway, I'll get excited if I want. Yes, they finished the play, which was something they haven't been able to do in a long time. As harmless as it looked, Marty McInnis, I talked about him in the first period. There's Palffy, and he just poked at the puck. Well, why not? It's there. He hasn't got time to try and shoot it. Poke at it. Fighting off McIver, then Nedved. Look at Marty McInnis. Stay focused, and then a little poke shot, and the Islanders have a 1-goal in their pocket. They trail by 1.
Well, you know, 3-word mantras. Coaches have them. Remember Red Holzman with the Knicks. It was see the ball, see the ball. Mike Milbury probably screaming something to the effect of finish the play, finish the play.
I was thinking just in the line of finish. Just finish.
Well, that's the key word. That's the operative term. Finish. Seamock did for the second time this year at 124. And the Islanders now trail 2-1. And you got to give credit to Marty McInnis, too, as we mentioned before. And there's Dennis Vasky with a big hit on Tomas Sandstrom. So let's see if the Islanders gain a little momentum here from the early goal in the second period. Meantime, it's Mironov for the Penguins, spinning it around to Lemieux. Mario Lemieux, who can kill momentum as well as anybody in the history of this game. Unable to connect with a pass. Palffy and McInnis on the assists for Seamock's second of the year at 124. And here's Peter Nedved with Lemieux. Lemieux to Sandstrom, back through the slot. Oh, the Penguins were covered by the white-shirted Islanders. And it's Kirk Muller for New York to Brett Lindros. Lindros, number 75, centers, and that's steered aside by Barrasso. Down low. Muller's got it now. Muller in for a shot, but Barrasso stick to the side before Muller could really release it. Good aggressive play by the goaltender. Muller's got it back. Chris Wells harassing him. Muller keeps the legs churning long enough for Lindros to come in and help out. Now it's Muller and Lindros in the corner. Mironov, number 15 for the Penguins, with Wells of Pittsburgh doing the defending for the Penguins, and it's Wells trying it free. Now Marcus Noslin, number 29, checked by Beers. Following is Murray. Glenn Murray hit Beers with that shot. Noslin gets it back, but Beers flicked it away. Noslin once more now in the corner. Up the boards comes Marcus Noslin. Back down low it goes for Wells. First McCabe and then Lindros put the body on Wells, and around to the far side it goes. Derek King spins it around the boards. Comes right to LaRue, and his shot was deflected wide. Rebound. Noslin, he put it in front. Sweeney breaks it up.
Good pressure by Pittsburgh. They want to get that 2-goal difference back.
Now Brett Lindros keeps the puck deep for Sweeney. Clock cruising in front, but Sweeney couldn't get it to him. And the Penguins come out. Again, the Islanders changing on the fly. Joe Dietzig in over the Islander blue line. LeChance staying with him, and Sweeney turns it back up. 2 Penguins back as Sweeney carries the puck to the Pittsburgh line. Up Sweeney centers for Plot, but Barrasso got a stick on it again. Now LaRue shoots out to Dietzig. Cross ice feed is behind Park. Vaske steps up, plays it to Mick Vakota. Right wing feed for Plot, denied at the line by LaRue. LeChance and Dietzig came together in center ice.
Team skating much better. The fans getting in behind the hockey team. They want to see a little more action out of the hometown bunch.
Puck is at the Islander blue line, driving after it Patterson. He was tugged at by Vakota, so Dietzig follows for a backhander, and Soderstrom stops that. Soderstrom was down. LeChance taken down as well. Penalty coming up here, and a power play coming up. We'll get the penalty for you when we get back. The Islanders have a goal. They're within 1 on the Modell scoreboard.
Small business deserves a big break. Introducing Sprint Savings for your bottom line. If your small business spends at least $50 a month on long distance, call 1-888-SPRINT-BIZ extension 2 now. We'll give you the lowest long distance bill, or you'll get $100 of free long distance, guaranteed. There are no long-term commitments, no hidden fees. End of story. That's how confident we are that we can deliver the highest quality service with the lowest bill for your small business. So call 1-888-SPRINT-BIZ extension 2. We'll give you the lowest long distance bill for in-state, out-of-state, even international calls. And if we can't lower your bill, you'll get $100 of long distance. Free. We guarantee it. Call 1-888-SPRINT-BIZ extension 2. Ask about Sprint savings for your bottom line. Then put Sprint quality and innovation to work for your small business.
Attention speed freaks. If you want to get the driver's seat for the best NASCAR races ever, then start your engines. Because every Sunday at 4, ESPN Classic is reinventing the wheel with 3 hours of smoke and pedal to the metal mayhem. See the greatest names in NASCAR history gun for victory lane. We're coming into your living room full throttle. So break out the Shasta. It's Classic NASCAR every Sunday at 4, only on ESPN Classic. Are you ready for life in the fast lane?
He shook the very walls in the house that Ruth built. Now, tomorrow, we celebrate the life and career of Mickey Mantle, only on ESPN Classic. It's been 5 years since the Mick died, but his legacy remains. The greatest Triple Crown winner in baseball history, the most World Series RBIs.
Mantle has just broken a World Series record.
And the most powerful switch hitter ever. Classic Mantle, starting tomorrow at 9 a.m., only on ESPN Classic.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Manning the points. Muller, Bertuzzi, and Clark are the forwards. That pass goes astray. That's exactly what Ed's been talking about for the last couple of nights. On the power play, not making that smart pass, the effective pass to get him into the zone.
So important. You've got to put it on the player's stick. It's just a fundamental of hockey. That pass up to Clark on the tape.
Bertuzzi trying desperately to straddle the line and stay onside is unsuccessful. It's a pretty good way to pull a muscle.
You know, there really isn't. That's not coaching. You can't do anything about that. And most of that is just that the players are over anxious. They haven't got the patience. They've got to be more patient. And young Todd Bertuzzi trying to get a jump, trying to get in behind the penalty killers. Just a little too anxious. And how do you fault? If you're Mike Milbury, how do you go down the bench and say, you know that young fella is just trying to do the right thing, and he just doesn't know how to be patient enough? Just don't race up to that line. Move up to it quickly. Just hold your balance. Let the play develop across the line instead of charging up the ice.
Presumably, and that's the operative word, it comes with experience. But I would think there are a lot of coaches who have been driven batty in this year by players who possess enormous amounts of skill and whom you expect over the first couple of years of their career would pick up certain basic fundamentals and adjust to them, who just never do. And that's the mystery for a coach, I'm sure.
Well, it is. And when you're talking about scoring goals, goal scorers have to be patient. A good A good example would be if you watch Lemieux. I was pointing that out in the first period. He just cruises around. He just doesn't overextend himself in a lot of ways. He's always thinking, always watching. He doesn't waste himself, but he moves in at the right time to pick up a loose puck or to get into a spot to get a pass. And he never overextends himself that way.
Travis Green now drops it for Beers to Pouncey. They score! A power play goal, and the Islanders have tied it at 2.
Zygmunt Palffy, what a good shot he just made. He got the puck and did the right thing. I talked to him before the hockey game because you'll remember in the game last night, 3 different times he passed the puck when you were expecting him to shoot it. And he said, you're absolutely right. You've got to know that tonight, if I get the opportunity like this, I'm shooting. And it pays off. The Islanders have tied the hockey game. They have a power play goal.
Zygmunt Palffy finishes. That's the word we talked about before, Ed.
Well, you were talking about Bob Beers brought up here for several reasons, and one of them was to help the power play, and it was his pass to Zygmunt Palffy that paid off.
So Palffy second from Beers and Green at 12:43. Gets the Islanders even. Scotland chance number 7 behind the Islander net, but we got a whistle for an offsides.
Sometime over commercialization and endless official sponsorship, it's nice to sit back and take a moment to simply marvel at the inherent beauty of Olympic sport. Okay, moment over. Visa, the only card accepted at the Olympic Games of the new millennium.
Maybe we should have used the door.
Cool toy.
Now your kids can get a Pokemon Power Card from Pokemon the Movie.
The sleek, new 200 horsepower Chevy Monte Carlo SS.
Hot.
The side you show the world is up to you. Monte Carlo will be there.
Barkley for 3! 27-year-old Steffi Graf, Wimbledon champion. Up the ice comes Lemieux. Lemieux dances and he scores! 1 second on the clock. You really don't need a game plan when you've got a guy like Mario Lemieux.
This is ESPN Classic.
So the Islanders, who have not been terribly resilient this year, but on 3 occasions now have come. So the Islanders, who have not been terribly resilient this year, but on 3 occasions now have come back from 2-goal deficits. Remember the opener in Boston, the game in Florida, they were down 3-1 and came back to tie, and now tonight have climbed out of a 2-goal hole. They haven't finished one of those comebacks by winning yet, so there's another context for the word or term finish. The power play goal by Zygmunt Palffy. That's the Islanders tied, and here's Bob Sweeney with block. Sweeney the shot, deflects off the goal post. Back to the chance at the right point. Unable to hold it in, but now protects the puck and works it deep. Ian Moran back to play it behind the Pittsburgh net. Now to Lemieux. Mario Lemieux had his passing lane clogged by Sima. Lemieux gets it back. Centering feet flipped away by McCabe. And now it's Lindros for the Islanders. Up the middle, that went through about 4 legs and ends up in the Pittsburgh zone. Franz Leroux chased by Seamock, who finishes his check. That's Francois Leroux in English. As Ian Moran chips the puck deep into the Islanders zone. Nedved first on it. Penguins changing. No danger in front of the net, so the body check wipes out Nedved, and now Lindros carries the puck. But the sneak it past McIver. Yager and McGinnis tussle. As it continues to bounce around in the corner, Yager comes free with it. Out of Francis. Rink wide McIver. Gains the Islanders zone. Or McIver behind the net. Tried to hit the trailer. Seamock busted that play up. That's a couple of times on this shift. Seamock has read a pass. Here's Mironov floating one off a deflection, and Soderstrom just wants to scramble away from traffic. Let's take a ride downstairs once more and see what Stan Fischler has cooking. Stan?
Howie, I've been keeping a Wendell Clark watch ever since the start of the period. I'm right next to the bench. And to tell you the truth, I haven't seen anything encouraging in any way. He does not seem to be part of the chemistry of this hockey club. He had one shot. That was an automatic, but I don't see the kind of energy that the fans would want from him. Right now, he seems to be struggling very much. I question whether he really wants to play for this hockey club. Howie?
Stan, have you noticed any less of that tonight than at other times this year? I mean, had you noticed more of that enthusiasm from him his first couple of games here?
To tell you the truth, I don't see the kind of reaction that we expected from the stories in the papers when I talked to him before the game. I expected more verve. When other players get up on the bench in excitement, he seems to be sitting down. And maybe he needs more time, but he's not part of the chemistry yet.
I think that was one of the things that he was talking about in the dressing comfort range that he hasn't seemed to find yet, and that may have something to do with it. I suppose 7, 8, 9 games is not a true test.
Well, there's a penalty coming up. I believe, is that Smolinski who's going to go for roughing? I think this one's coming up to the Penguins. And if so, the Islanders will have the man advantage again. Don't forget they cashed in on their last power play, and it is Brian Smolinski who's headed off.
So the Islanders, who have scored a power play, take a look. Vasky rides him in. Good job by Vasky, but look at him come back with a retaliatory move into the face of Vasky, and the referee, Bill McCreary, calls it. Vasky says, that's okay, I'll take that. As long as we get the power play, just a good move, and there is a punch. Wasn't so much of a shove, it was a punch. Now Pulfy is sent back to the Islanders bench, a little late on the change by Coach Mike Milbury. So Brian Trottier, there he is, dark jacket with the headset on the left side of your screen. Always a welcome sight, particularly here, I suppose, having so many friends in the Long Island area. Nice man.
Wendell Clark for the Islanders as they go to the power play for the 5th time tonight. They're 1 for 4 with 5 shots with a man advantage. Clark now in the corner. Wendell Clark, a wrist shot, is stopped by Barrasso. Bertuzzi and Green together behind the net now, spread out, as Mo Howard used to say. Green operating along the boards.
Just going to say how he wants to get the puck out where he's got it now in front of him so he can make a play, but that was a bad bounce to Scott LaChance. So many times power plays get the puck against the boards and they're back to the middle of the ice. They've got no play from there.
Meantime, good work by Ed Patterson. Enable the Penguins to chew on some clock there. And now there's 1:08 to go on the Islander power play. They're changing their forward unit. The Islanders are. So McIver plays it ahead to Sandstrom. Thomas Sandstrom works the puck behind the Islander goal. LaChance has it. 4:09 to go in the period. 2-2 the score. Derek King driving after the puck now. King driving to the net. McIver draping him. Good play by McIver to work it free. But a good follow by Seamock. Now to Beers and then McCabe. Ryan McCabe, number 4, checked by Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom with a good move to get out of the corner without much opposition either from King and McCabe. And that gets the puck down to the Islander blue line. Sandstrom, who's had a real good penalty kill shift, on the puck again. King gets it back. Now 25 seconds remain to the Islander power play. This is Bob Beers playing his first game of the season for the Islanders. Number 2 up to Seamock, number 28. And to Palffy. Sigmund Palffy with a goal on the last power play. Feeds it down low, broken up, sent to the line, and held in by Beers. Now along the boards, Seamock Checked by Yager, and then the puck comes out. McCabe has to hustle back forward to the Islanders zone and takes care of the power play. As the Islanders got one lonesome little shot with a man advantage. Now here's a lead for Palffy, driving to the net. Zygmunt Palffy wide, he scores! What a move by Palffy, who drifted wide and still beat Barrasso. It's 3-2 New York.
That was a deliberate move, Howie. That's a ploy that good puck handlers can move and do, and he is one of them. He's turned loose here. What a great pass coming out of the Islanders' end. Palffy got himself in the right spot. Derek King with that lead pass. Palffy will fake right here. Freezes Barrasso and then goes outside. You've got to be an accurate shooter in order to hit that narrow a spot in the net. But he could do it. If we stop the camera after he fakes, right here, stop it there. You can see the angle that he's got. There's not a whole lot of room as he drifts beyond and then lets it go. Even a sharper angle. Beautiful play by Zygmunt Palffy, offside Pittsburgh.
Second tonight for Palffy, his third of the year at 17:01. It's 3-2 New York in the latter stages of the second period as you take a look at the revived Model scoreboard.
Hey guys, listen up. You want a competitive edge in the gym, at work, even in the bedroom? Want to look and feel great every day? Then you've got to know about Men's Health. It's packed with information that can change your life. Workout tips that burn away that belly and build loads of muscle. Stress-busting techniques that put you back in charge of your life. And wait until you see what it does for your love life. With Men's Health, she'll forget every other man she's ever met. Let's go to Chicago. Lori?
Matt, the response is incredible. Women say men who read Men's Health know secrets about driving them wild other guys don't. And right now, Men's Health is making an unbelievable offer. Get a free trial issue plus 3 guidebooks free. Power Nutrition, Amazing Abs Made Easy, and Drive Women Wild.
Guys, you can't afford to miss out on Men's Health. Call now for your free trial issue. Continue and get a year's worth of sex tips, workout tricks, and nutrition secrets, plus 3 fabulous guidebooks free. Call now. Men's Health. Hey, this is tons of useful stuff.
If you're ready to lose weight, muscle up, and get back into shape, I've got a free video you're gonna love.
Introducing a winning fitness strategy.
You gotta eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and most importantly, strength train with Bowflex.
Strength training adds muscle. Not only does your shape look better, you actually increase your metabolism.
Hey, I'm 41, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And I can tell you, Bowflex really does work.
For a free video and brochure on the machine that can help you get into great shape at any age, call right now.
We've got a few questions for you. Has free agency crushed baseball? Where have all those great post-war boxing rivalries gone? Does the Babe make it to the Hall of Fame as a pitcher? Old school reporters like Kurt Gowdy, Jerry Eisenberg, and Robert Clipside ponder questions like these every Monday with host Jeremy Schaap on Classic Sports Reporters, the provocative new show from ESPN Classic. 3 reporters, their anecdotes, memories, opinions, and perspective on the games as they were and as they have become. Classic Sports Reporters, every Monday at 7, only on ESPN Classic.
Zero pressure Michelin. So revolutionary it won't go flat, even with the puncture the size of a golf ball, letting you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour. Just what you'd expect from Michelin.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Well, we're back. Zygmunt Palffy is back. He'd say, well, listen, I haven't gone anywhere. What are you worried about? Well, anyway, the Islanders, 3 goals in this hockey game so far. They trailed 2-0, and they now lead 3-2.
King, who gave him the headman pass, gets the first assist. Seamock has had a real good night, the second. So the Islanders, for the first time this year, have scored 3 goals in 1 period. Now they're just trying to protect their net right here, with the Penguins starting to buzz a little bit. Peter Nedved in the corner floats one right through the slot. McInnes has it. 2 Penguins back. McInnes lost the handle. And that allows Moran to step up and chip it over the boards into the Islander bench as you look at Marty McInnes.
Well, we're going to take another look at the goal that Zygmunt Palffy just scored, his second of the hockey game, third of the season. Question is, does Barrasso get a little of it? There, you see him faking. Barrasso committed. There's the shot as it's heading for the net. Woo, yeah. It looked like it hit the blade, right out on the tip of the blade, but there's no power. At that point, Barrasso couldn't hold the stick tight enough to keep the forward motion of the puck from going anywhere but where it was aimed, and that was in the net.
Well, if you're tracking those dueling Czech 68s, Jágr with a couple of assists, Palffy with a couple of goals. The Islanders, with a rarity for them this year, they have not led for a whole lot of time. 3-2, but here comes Naslund over the line, driving, and that one stopped in front. Soderstrom slid out, McCabe protected the net, and Muller carries the puck. Muller thought about shooting, had his stick tied up from behind, and the Penguins break back. Naslund to Lemieux, and now Naslund again to Mironov. Soderstrom stops that, but Sandstrom scores on the rebound as Soderstrom could not protect the puck.
Just got to say, you do not want to open up and get a wide open game going with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Too much firepower. Guys like Thomas Sandstrom, Mario Lemieux, who will get an assist on this goal. Just too much. At the other end of the ice, the Islanders had an opportunity. Muller, check from behind, and then look at the transition. A good example. Mario Lemieux drop past Naslund, then a good shot. Sandstrom is able to tap it into the short side. It was Sandstrom who checked Muller. There was the shot, and up high from Mironov, and Sandstrom taps the rebound in, and quickly it's a 3-3 tie.
So from the draw, Wendell Clark sweeps one, rink wide to Bertuzzi. In over the Pittsburgh line, headed to the net is Green for the deflection. He scores! Travis Green went to the net. Bertuzzi found him, and the Islanders regain the lead. It's 4-3 New York.
Early in the hockey game, you were wondering if the fans were going to have something to cheer about. Well, they're getting it. Wow, these Islanders are stepping it up. They have opened it up. Do they want the shootout? Eddie Johnson says, well, wait a minute. We just get the game tied. Bertuzzi fighting off a check. A one-handed pass deflected by Travis Green. He's taken over by Ian Moran, but the puck was in the net. Bertuzzi with a one-handed pass. Look at the deflection of beauty by Travis Green, and the Islanders have regained the lead 4-3.
2 goals in 10 seconds between Sandstrom and Green. 3 when you figure Palffy's second one in 1:27. But as Eddie said, you don't want to open the game up against a much more explosive Pittsburgh Penguin team. But it's 4-3 New York. Ryan Smolinski centers for Jágr. That's deflected away. Jágr spinning on Vaski. Jágr out the other way for Smolinski. He couldn't get the puck through some traffic. And here's Bertuzzi for the Islanders. In over the line. That one deflected by the stick of Tamer. And into the crowd with 54.9 seconds remaining in the second period. That's Tom Barrasso, who has had to face a lot of rubber in the second period. The Islanders had 9 shots in the first period. They have 9 now, but the Penguins have been held to just 4 in this period as far as shots are concerned. But how about that offensive explosion by the Islanders in this period?
You had talked about the fact that they had not scored 3 goals in a period. Now they have been able to get 4. Travis Green talking with Wendell Clark on the bench. Todd Bertuzzi. 3rd goal of the season for Travis Green. You know, a whole lot of players breathe a lot easier when they start to put the puck in the net. Albeit Pittsburgh has gotten 3, but they're ahead. They came from behind. That's significant.
Islanders goal. Now Mironov for Pittsburgh to Naslund, number 29. Here's Marcus Naslund headed to the net. Soderstrom stops that point. Naslund can motor. McIver to Lemieux. That one off of Soderstrom's stick. And the Islanders start a rush. Behind the cave to the red line. Puts it behind the net. Mironov chased by Pond. They come together. King gets the puck. Now Sweeney Faced by Sandstrom in the corner. They bump on in there to get the puck. Plot for the Islanders. Just tried to throw it at the net, but it hit Mironov. Plot gets it back door. And he's dumped by Sandstrom. Play continues. Fans want a penalty. King wanted a piece of Mironov, but missed the check. And here comes Lemieux for Pittsburgh. Mario Lemieux to McIver. Now to Lemieux. Sharp angle shot. Stopped by Soderstrom. What a great play by Lemieux, who got the rebound. Just no Penguin able to connect with it. And now Plot throws it at the net as time expires in the second period. The subtleties of Mario Lemieux. That would make him so great, but nothing subtle about this crowd reaction. They appreciate the outburst by the New York Islanders in the second period. That's the guy who got him the go-ahead goal, Travis Green.
The tasty croissant sandwich from Burger King is preferred to the Egg McMuffin. With hash browns and coffee, it's a glorious value meal. Come taste the love. Burger King got the urge.
I never thought I'd get a credit card until I called Providian. They gave me the chance to prove myself with a Visa secured card. Now, my credit's going up, up, up.
And I got a Visa Gold with a $1,000 credit line and no savings deposit. No card helps you build your credit faster. And because I was responsible, they increased my limit.
And nothing feels like gold in the palm of your hand. I have a few cards in my wallet, but this is my first gold card. And with Providian, my credit just keeps getting better. You know,
gold means a higher credit line and more perks. Hey, people treat you differently when you have a gold card, but nothing compares to the prestige of
Platinum. I got a great rate, high credit line, and no annual fee. This is definitely the Visa card for me. Which one's right for you?
At Providian, it's never been easier to get the credit you deserve. Visa Classic to build or rebuild your credit. Visa Gold with up to $1,000 in instant credit. Or the purchasing power of Visa Platinum. Call now for approval right over the phone. Visa from Providian. We approve.
On the next Chap One-on-One.